Welcome to part 2 of web design Figma tutorial. Let's begin. I'm pressing T on my keyboard. That brings up the text field and I am now inputting in text. This text is generated by ChatGPT, so I'm just typing that in and I'll be copying and pasting some of the other content. I'm changing the color of this heading. I made that an auto layout frame, Shift A, and then I changed the width to 1440. I remove the top and bottom padding and I add a 64 padding left and right side. Although I think I will be centering that text just in case I was too left aligned later. And here I press T for text. I'm changing the type, font type, and now I'll be inputting in the ChatGPT text. Changing the width to 600. I'm changing the font type. I'm holding Option over the text and then dragging, which allows me to quickly duplicate the text, and then I'm erasing it and putting in what I need. I press Shift over those two texts and select both, and then hold Shift A to make an auto layout frame. Now I'm adjusting the space in between, putting 8 for a space in between on the right hand side. I'm changing the layer name here just so it's more organized. Here I hold Option and drag out the text, and now I'm inputting in the text that I need. Then I do the same thing, holding Option and then dragging, and then inputting in the text I need. I'm now using a plugin, Unsplash, to grab some images. I selected this image here. I'll make the corner radius 100. going to press K on my keyboard and reduce the size of the image. I'm going to make the corner radius 100. Reduce the size of the image to 24 width, 24 height, which I think I will change later on. As you can see, 30 width, 30 height. I select the texts and I make that an auto layout frame. Again, Shift A, then I select the image and then I make that and the to text auto layout frame. Then I add 0 to space in between the text, and between the image and the text I give that a 16 space in between. And you can see I'm changing it and I make it 8 space in between now. I'm now using another plugin called Iconify. I'm now making the ratings. So I grabbed a star and will be using this for the ratings for this testimonial card. I'm going to fill this in with a different color. But before I do that, I'm reducing the size of it. I press Command D to duplicate, then I take those two icons and I press Shift A for an auto layout, and now I'm duplicating, which is Command D, those stars until I get 5. Here we go. I hold Option and drag the text, and now I'm inputting in the text I need. Then I'll be taking the text and the stars and making that an auto layout frame. Again, Shift A for auto layout. Then I'm going to select the two frames and make those two in auto layout. As you can see, I'm going to change the width of that to 1440. I think that is a mistake. I'm going to just take that frame and then I'm going to rename that layer. I'm going to rename the other layers as well, just to be more organized. Then I'm going to select that frame and then the text one above and make that an auto layout, and I will then fill container for the bottom frame, as you can see, and now I'm going to name the parent layer Now I'm going to give it 24 padding left and right, and 24 padding also top and bottom. Then I'm going to fill in the card with this blue color. Going to increase the space in between elements here, as you can see. Control Z to go back. I'm now increasing the size of this profile picture. I'm going to make it 40 height and 40 width. I'm going to then press Command D to duplicate, and then I will take those two cards, select them, and then Shift A for auto layout, make that one big frame. I'm going to give that width of 1440. Then I'm going to fill container for the card that is inside, and then do the same thing for the other one. I'm going to take the heading and the card and make that into one frame. Again, Shift A, going to play with the space in between, so that is 32. I'm going to give it padding of, I'm going to go to the second frame, the row frame, and give that a padding of 64 left and right. Then I'm going to take the frame and put it into the landing page, which we created in part 1 of the video. I'm going to take the CTA that we created in part 1 of the video and hold Option and drag. Just going to rename this button. I'm renaming the frames over here just to be more organized. Then I'm going to drag the CTA to the frame and move it to the right side. I'm going to give that a frame as well. Going to give that a frame as well. Shift A for auto layout, and then give that a padding of 64. Then I'm going to take that row frame and duplicate it. Then I'm going to go to the card and then duplicate that as well. So you'll have 3 here. I'm just going to be copying and pasting the content that I got from ChatGPT here. Going to click on the frame and then press keypad up to move that above the row with 2 cards. Now I'm going to go in and change the images for each of these cards, and I'm going to do that by clicking on the image and then right click, going to my plugin Unsplash, and then search for a different image. After I change all the images, I'll then go in and change the names as well. Last but not least, I'm going to take the first row and I'm just going to change the space in between to 16. I'm going to do the same thing for the second row, change that to 16. And then also I'm going to take those two rows and create a auto layout frame and then give that a space in between of 16 as well. In part 3, we'll add more sections to this landing page.